Yo, what's up, guys? Precisely here. We are rounding up the year in Raid Shadow Legends, putting out these videos for you guys and looking back at the year so far. Looking back and thinking about some of the most important and precious moments, both for our personal accounts or for the game in general. Most content creators are putting out videos like this, so I wanted to also do the same. This is called the Raid 2025 Roundup video, and you guys in the comment section get to win some amazing rewards for just watching this video and commenting in the comment section. I'll tell you what to comment first though. You get to win some legendary skill tome is up for grabs for 5 winners, 1 rank 5 chicken, 1 XP boost that lasts 3 days, 400 energy, and 4 sets of multi battles. I'm not the only one. You can check other creators. If you don't win from my comment section, maybe you can win from other creators comment section too. So go check out how they are giving away their rewards to their viewers. Alright, let's get into it. So what is this video all about? We want to talk about 3 things for first category, 3 for the second, and 3 for the third. I've put out a notepad. The first one is supposed to look at the raid highlights, not just my personal account now. In raid, what do you think are some of the most important key moments? Take note of these questions because you're gonna have to put them in the comment section too to enter for this giveaway. So the first one is just this raid highlights. I'm going to list out 3. You don't have to list out 3. You can just list out 1. For raid highlights, 1 key moment you think was the best overall. I'm going to list out 3. For whether it's going to be a feature that was released in the game, whether it's going to be a quality of life improvement that they normally put out as one of these updates, so something that you think the game made changes to and it made your life a lot easier. So it might be in-game events that you enjoyed so much, new features that they added, or just quality of life improvements. So I'm going to list out 3. The first one that I think when it was released, I was like, wow. It took out a lot of stress and trouble from our shoulders, or my shoulders personally. I'll say the first one is that free gear remover. Back in the day, I can't even call it back in the day. I can't come in here and do this. I dare not do this in raid. Back in the day. You can't just do this. It's gonna cost you for just removing gear from a champion. It's gonna cost you. Putting it back on them does not cost anything. We know that. But taking it off always costs a little bit of amount of silver. So players were stuck with the gear they have on their champions because they don't want to swap it out. So imagine my arbiter might have the fastest gear on my account, but I'm building it out a second champion from some other content, but I will not touch the arbiter's gear because I was just thinking about taking it off and then putting it back on. So these days I built an apothecary for one little content I'm about to beat. Apothecary takes all arbiter's gear, which is quite funny to see apothecary hitting 400 speeds like that. So it has made the game a lot easier because now we can simply swap all our best gear from our best champions, put it on a new team that is about to beat a difficult content. Once they are successful in that battle, we simply take them back. So when this was released, that's when I made my second. I'll talk about it in the second category. It made the game a lot easier for me personally. Now, I wasn't always low on silver. I'm gonna say silver was not my problem. It's just an inconvenience of seeing the amount of silver. If you keep doing it every time you fight a battle, keep doing it later, eventually you see your silver count going down the drain if you keep swapping gear in and out. So it's not about taking gear to 16 or 12 that eats our silver. The swapping also used to be a major concern for most players who wanted to beat new content or difficult content. You're always thinking about how much you're gonna cost to swap. So when this was released, a lot of players really enjoyed it, and it's something that the player base have been talking about for a while until Raid finally did it for us. So free gear remover, I put it number 1 as the 2025 highlight for me right here for Raid. And now the next big one was background multi-battles. I could be doing this video right now and a multi-battle is going on in the background, whether campaign, dungeon, and you might not even know it. I might be able to start a background multi-battles and go record a video talking about a champion, build a team and all that. So when this was released also, it was a major game changer because back then when you fight a battle in raid, you have to stay on that battle screen and watch it. Whether you're using RSL Hopper or you're using the in-game multi-battle system, there was no background multi-battles. You have to sit there and basically see it battle again and again and see the champions go in there and battle. So background multi-battles means that you could literally, the battle could be going on, but you wouldn't see the fight. You don't have to sit and watch the battle. So I'll give you an example right here. If you're new to raid, you don't know what I'm talking about. Super raids was on. Yeah, we enjoy super rate. Yeah. But this background multi battles was the new button right here that made it all worth it. So I'm not just gonna start multi battle. I'm gonna start background multi battle. If I fight 2 battles right here, start multi battles in the background, and it's going on. I could just close off the game and go do something else, go build a champion. When I say go do something else, we still can't go fight a different battle. We can't go fight an arena battle right now. They're about to fix this one because it's the next thing the community is asking for. If I'm fighting campaign, I also want to fight arena. Well, that was very fast. The campaign was very fast. But it won't let you fight arena until your campaign battle is done or your dungeon battle is done. They're about to fix that. They're about to make changes to that pretty soon, I think. So hopefully that comes in 2026 and then we'll see. I think they've already talked about when they're going to release that so we can fight PvP more. Because when you have PvE going, you don't want to sit there and watch the game and do nothing or build champions. You're done building champions. You want to go beat PvE or on PvP and fight live arena on, or that is open, or 3v3 arena. Because most of our keys in this PvP content are not being spent because we spend so much time beating PvE content. That takes a lot of time. By the time you're done with PvE content, you're like, I'm tired. I don't want to spend all my live arena keys today, or I don't want to spend all my 3v3 keys today. I can only fight 5. Oh, by the way, I'm supposed to be refreshing to find easy teams on a Monday like this. No easy teams right there. So if they launch that, I would think I'll spend more time fighting some PvP content. So that's the second one that was launched, and I was like, it's going to be a game changer for me personally, so I can do other things while these background battles are fighting right there, if you have the energy to put so many battles in the background battle. All right, background multi battles was the second one for me. The third one is going to be the launch of a new champion that was a fusion. Yes, it was a fusion, but this champion was a major game changer for most players and myself also. It was a meta shifter game, whatever you want to call it. He deserved all the accolades, right? He's from a Barbarians faction? No, he's not in the Barbarians faction. It's in the Undead Huts faction. So the champion I'm talking about that was released, that was a major game changer. I think it was in the month of March. As part of their raid anniversary celebrations, he was the host of the raid 6th anniversary. And this champion was a major game changer for me. You don't even have to ask me the reason why. Amans was cool and all that, but Lord Entertainer Fabian was on a different level altogether. He was doing crazy things that we've never really seen before from a champion like this, and this was the major skill that everybody was relying on. And don't forget about the annoying A1, specification also on this skill. This champion was crazy. If you don't want to use him in PvP, you don't care about those competitive content, he was also the same way and amazing in PvE content. Any new player who gets a Fabian like this in the early game, you're set. Well, not against bosses or anything, but against wave, he's all you need to really control them so you don't take a ton of damage and you get straight to the boss much easier, right? So those are the 3 highlights for me. The release of Lord Entertainer Fabian in the game. He was really a game changer for me. Even if I'm not really crazy about PvP, I still use him in a bunch of PvE content. And then the multi-battles, and then of course the release of the free gear removal in raid. That's going to be the 3 raid highlights for me. Now there are 3 other ones that applies to my account personally. My personal achievements in raid, if I call them that, since my account was able to get through in this year, that I will say, wow, I can't believe I did this year. For you, it might be getting Marius, or some people might be getting Mikage, beating a particular content. For me, the 3 things that I will really highlight of my achievements for this year is being able to complete all the fusions that was released in 2025. That has to be an achievement. Whether I like it or not everybody liked these fusions that was released. Every month in raid, they gave us this type of fusions that would either old school fusions like this that will have to put a bunch of rares into epics, into legendaries, or they gave us one of those fragments ones where we have to get fragments of a champion. I was able to get all of them in 2025 and not miss out on any of them. Even the ones that I've never really built, never used, they're probably chilling somewhere in the vault, at least I got them just because I wanted to grab them all, as they say, catch them all. And I was able to get all that done in 2025. That's a huge achievement. Even if I had the luxury of skipping out on a few, which the community obviously said is worth skipping, I still went for it, because whether you go for a fusion or not, you end up with a little bit more of the rares or the epics or you get a little bit of the fragment 60s 80 fragments. So I always go for these fusions, because if I don't go for fusions, what else would I be spending my in-game resources on? That's why I chased after all the fusions in 2025 and I grabbed all of them. Not one. The only fusion I can think of that I skipped or failed was, is it Yoshi the Drunk? And recently I pulled him from a shard. That was a long time ago when this champion was a fusion champion, Yoshi the Drunkard. I was out of town or something. So since then, I've not missed out on any fusion in raid. There was once the fusion started, I even picked up the champion, the legendary. I picked up the legendary from a shard while the fusion was going on. That's going to be a crazy one, right? So that's going to be an achievement for my account, completing all fusions in raid 2025. Yes. And then the second one, finally being able to do billions of damage in this 2 endgame content, the clan bosses. Now, when you say clan boss, people think Demon Lord. No, Demon Lord is old news. The new clan boss, where you're trying to do billions, not millions now, billions of damage, whether you call it Hydra Clash or Chimera Clash rewards. It's going to be the Hydra, where I used to just do the bare minimum. The bare minimum was doing 36 million, 40 million, and I was okay. Just getting to the maximum Grandmaster chest, and I was okay. But most clans will tell you that's not attainable, that's not what they want. They want billions of damage on the board, on the scoreboard like this, not the clash points. Your raw score right there, they want to see billions. So I was able to get to that high number, so I can find myself in one of those clans that actually always win the Hydra Clash, always win the Chimera Clash. For you to be in this competitive clan, your damage also has to be up there. So I was not one of those who is hitting lower 40, 50, 100 million damage. Now I got to billions, thanks to those Titus teams that we all use in this content, right? So the same goes for the Chimera boss right there, where we're also trying to do billions of damage right there on the scoreboard. So that was achievable for me. I probably had the champions, but maybe didn't have the time to build the team, or didn't have the time to put the gear together. And also the free gear removal was another inspiration that made me come in here and do all the research and copy the builds and try out the teams that could help me do billions of damage in this content, right? So yeah, that's something that I was able to achieve in my own personal achievement as the second one. Now for the third one, Causality had completion on all rotations. The Causality has been out for a while, but most players who come in here just defeat the Emus, the Lunar Archon, beat as far as they can go on hard mode. I mean endgame players now. Beat as far as they can go in this content and get stuck around any of this content and call it a day. But I was one of those players who I can't do the final. I try once or twice, I leave it, I forget about it, and I move on, right? But I also give this one thanks to the free gear removal, because it encouraged me to come in here and actually swap my gear from my best champions or my best gear from other champions into these teams, and then beat the content and move on. Swap gear was making a lot of this content now achievable. Was something I was lazy to do earlier. I think the gear swapping, free gear removal, I mean, is the one that made me actually push for this content. Not the fact that I didn't have the champions or I didn't have the gear. It's just that swapping that made me lazy to not do it earlier. So now this is also another achievement that I did in this year. Every rotation that comes up now in the Causality, I'm able to take the time required. If you check the last stream yesterday, Sunday live stream, you'll see me beating all this content. S20, S14 was a difficult one for some reason, relying on that RNG, the Tarash and Mariska double and Tarash and one Mariska team, stun set everywhere, RNG first. If you watch that stream, you can see how frustrated I was. I don't know if I was on cam, but anyways, I'll have to finish the rest of this one before, how many hours? One more day before the Causality reset. So I can now go over there and grab all the resources. If you're not taking time to get this one done, or you can't do it, you're missing out on a lot of in-game resources. This one gave me those 1000 essence. I think those big boy essence that you can use to craft the Eternal Soulstone, right? So that's a lot of resources that is being left out right here that I was missing out on the days when I was not, or the months when I'm not weekly, right? On the months when I'm not clearing this Causality on hard mode. But now, due to free gear removal, this has been added to one of the achievements I did in 2025. So huge congrats to me. Now, the only reason why I will not be able to do it is time, because despite me having the teams and the gear swapping available, it still requires time to come in here and beat each of this content, mostly on manual. because yes, you can still auto all this content. You simply have to come in here and sit through it, put in the champions that beat it the last time. You can see this one I've not beat it before, S21, not on this rotation. If you beat it before on this rotation, the teams will be in there that I used before. So just come in here with the champions that I want to use to nuke it down and clear it. I don't know what teams I'm going to use right now, which brings me to the next key point right here. I want to shout out 3 content creators, my fellow CCs right here, who made up my year 2025 with their amazing content that they put out about Raid Shadow Legends. I was always relying on them for advice, for tips, for guides, and I get stuck in S21. I just go search it up. You'll find a creator out there who has beat it, showed the exact teams he has used. Even let's say you don't want to rely on the boss teams, the best teams. Maybe it doesn't explain the speeds, the gear and strategies. Looking at the team is one thing, the global ranking, but knowing how to build them is another thing. You need the right speed, you need the right strategy, you need the right advice for somebody to tell you step by step how they did it in a video format. Those are the 3 creators I'm shouting out right here, which I had to always rely on content where I got stuck. Or one of them, the first one is going to be Boozer, because he's not about content I got stuck on. No, I was not going to Boozer for advice on content I got stuck on. It was advice on min-maxing. I'm free to play in Raid, so I always want to find out the best strategy to apply to my account or a content that is coming up, the best way to go about it, not wasting your resources, playing the waiting game for the best time to do this in Raid, because it's all about being efficient. Boozer is also free to play, so I had to learn a lot from his videos that he putting out about strategy and planning, so you can, resource management, especially shard management, so you don't go all in and throw away all your resources and the new content comes out and you have nothing to hold on to. So now you can see I have 45 prism crystals right here that I did not use this time around. You can thank Boozer for that, because I was saving it for the next one if I didn't like the list of champions on that roster this time around, or I didn't need it right now. So resource management, Boozer is the one thinking of what to do in the game in terms of the next big thing that is coming. Predictions that he makes are almost all the time correct about upcoming content that Raid does not even tell us about yet. They predict, and next time you see it, oh wow, they were right, because judging by past history, they have the records of everything that's been going on last year or previous time, accurate records of what they think will come up in the game. Predictions like that always come true, and speculations most of the time that always turn out to be true. So yeah, thanks Boozer for all those type of videos and detailed information about in-game mechanics and beating content and all that. I go to 2 creators. The first one is Corsen, and the last video I watched from him was a detailed gear cleanse, 2025 gear cleanse, because you can be cleansing gear in 2025 the same way you're doing it in 2020 or 2021. The strategy has to change. New gear sets have been introduced, and a recent video I was checking about for Crossing, a very long one, a very detailed video, explained it all. Sure, Crossing is mostly a live arena MVP right here, doing crazy things in live arena, mostly on stream, but I wasn't going to him for the live arena advice or tips. Heck, my 3v3 teams are still trash. I still don't fight more than 10 keys in live arena at a time. Most of my keys expire. I'm not very PvP focused, we know that, but Cosen's videos about other in-game things, champion builds, and best strategy basically for new content that comes out, or when it talks about the champion that is released, test server access, that they show us videos about that, breaking the game and all that. I give him props for how much detailed information he puts into his videos, backed by facts and stats and examples and everything like that. So now the last one is going to be Bronco, almost the same thing as Crossen, but he breaks the game. He literally breaks the game. Bronco does too much test. I think Bronco tests everything, and you can always rely on him before you even go into the content, before you even go crazy for a champion, before you go into the Grim Forest and struggle. Go to Bronco and find out what he's doing first, right? It makes it so much easier for you. Fine, you can just head into your content like this without watching anybody's video, but if you do watch their videos, you're gonna find most of this content a lot easier. Like, I went into this team decks and selected a bunch of trash. I didn't add a heal reduction champion, I didn't add support champions, I just add damage. And later I found out about that I made a major mistake and I had to go back to the market, the vendor, and reset it and all that. That was on the hard mode, which I've probably cleared by now, right? That was in hard mode. So I had to use my my reset, my squad reshuffle. Now, if I watched their videos before selecting my champions, selecting my team decks, I probably would not make that mistake of leaving out a heal reduction. I make an entire 2 decks without one single heal reduction champion, which was needed for the mimics, right? So that's an example of content. Like if you watch Bronco's videos, before you even go into content like that, you probably know what best way to go about it. PvE focused, I think, most of the time, but maybe sometimes PvP. I've not seen it. But yeah, those are the 3 creators that my fellow CCs that made my roundup in 2025. There are lots of them. Let's not forget about knob rates, and there are lots of creators, right? There's a long list. Scratch is up there too, but I just have to shout out these 3 because their content really helped me this year. So, all right, head over to the comment section. 111 for each question that I asked. The first question that I asked was raid their best release, their best highlights. 1 raid highlights that was a good one for you this year that helped your account in general. Then 1 raid CC besides me. You don't have to say Bricks 5D in the comment section. Besides me, call some other raid CC that made your year, helped you a lot in 2025. And then the last question is going to be your personal achievement. Your personal achievements in the account 2025. Include your code with those 3 answers. I'm going to read the comments. 1 raid highlights that you like about in 2025. 1 raid CC that helped you a lot in 2025. And then of course, 1 personal achievement your account was able to hit, 1 milestone you did in 2025. Get that comment section flowing, include your code, and then the giveaways will be selected when, let me put the deadline right now so I don't forget. We have till what, the 30th? There'll probably be some time after the 30th to submit these giveaways. I'm not sure, but maybe you guys want to do this giveaway before the month end, right? So I don't know when. We're not sure when this will be concluded, but anyways, get the comment section flowing. When we know when to send those giveaways over to you, Raid will send it to you for the winners, which we'll have to spin the wheel for and send it over. All right. Remember, you're entering for 1 legendary skill tome, 1 rank 5 chicken, 1 XP boost the last 3 days, 400 energy, 4 sets of 50 mortal battles for just typing a few comments in the comment section, and maybe making you think back in 2025 and see how well your account did. All right. All right, this has been a good and fun video to record and think about a little bit before I recorded this one. Actually took notes for this one. Okay. I'll see you guys in 2026. Is this the last video I'll probably do in 2025? I don't know. And watch out, 2026, I'm starting my free to play challenge called Noob 2 Pro, where I start a brand new raid account and I play it with 1 goal in mind. This time around, the goal will be, as usual, to play for that 365 days. The account will last 1 year. I really want to see the early game of raid again, see how far I can progress, how fast I can progress, because it's all about, speed in that type of game, and also strategy. I'm not just doing wrong decisions just so I can be fast and achieve something real quick. No, I'm actually going to play that new account the right way, showcase almost daily updates, if not daily updates if I can. And then of course, it's always that early game grind, and we love to see it. Our first new legendary, first few champions we're going to get, what code we're going to start with, either UDK code or one other champion I'm looking at for that promo codes that I'm seeing that I'll have to start with. There are lots of decisions to make, and I'm excited for that 1st of January video that I'll put Noob to Pro Season 5 coming back with the blue background, not the standard red background that I use for those free to play challenge videos. So watch out for those videos coming up. So my account, my endgame account, after doing my dailies and advanced, can take a chill pill. Okay, I've not done these keys. Can take a break right here and relax in the corner while the free to play challenge account comes up on board, and start the grind. There will be a lot. It's gonna be a lot playing 2 accounts. That's why I could not really do one in 2025 because there was so much happening in the beginning of the year that I could not start and maintain a free-to-play challenge. But 2026 on, hopefully I can maintain it. There is nothing big coming up that will distract me from this challenge account 2026. So hop on board, follow the progression, and it's all for fun. Your advice, your tips and tricks and everything are always welcome in those videos. And we always want to see how the early game looks like. Even if you do not participate, you can just watch from a distance and see how much progression we make. And watch others playing raid. It can be fun too, especially if you're playing along with in your own account. If you're a newer player coming in, you have a lot to learn. And then endgame players might be watching those videos for entertainment. But if you're a newer player, even 3 months, 6 months into the game, and I'm starting in January, watch out. I might catch up with you in progression because I'll be playing a long number of hours, more than you probably will be. So you can hop onto those videos and see what challenges we face up and how we are able to overcome them. Can we do fusions in the first month? That's all the things I want to explore and find out in 2026 with that new free-to-play challenge account. And of course, it gives me an opportunity to put out more videos on a daily basis that will be useful to at least the early game players and be entertainment for the end game players. Win-win, right? All right, guys, hit that like button right now in this video. Do not forget to do that. It's the end of the year. Please hit the like button right now in this video and subscribe if you haven't done so. 65%, 60% of the players who watch these videos have not hit that red subscribe button. We have to remind you at the beginning or at the end of these videos, so you don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It's totally free for you to do so, right? I'll catch you all in the next one. Enter for these giveaways using the messages I dropped earlier. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later, guys. Enjoy your New Year celebrations. I'll see if I can still put out one more video by 30th. One more video. What will it be? I don't know yet. Later, guys.